Imagine living in a paradise where every day is a celebration. You have a loving mother and dozens of siblings. But there's one rule: never cross the fence. Emma and her friends thought they were living in an orphanage, waiting for a forever home. They didn't know that the home was actually a dinner table, and they were the main course. So let's start the story. The story begins with the Gracefield Orphanage, where a woman named Isabella takes care of all the children. Here, all the children call Isabella their mother, and everyone is happy with her. At the same time, all the children consider each other brothers and sisters and live together peacefully. Here we see that a number tattoo is placed on their necks to identify the children. In the orphanage, Isabella also teaches the children so that when they are adopted, they can live well in the outside world. Here we see three friends named Emma, Norman, and Ray, who are the smartest students in the orphanage. This orphanage is surrounded by a beautiful field where all the children play. No child can cross the orphanage fence because it is the most important rule of the orphanage. In addition, when a family adopts a child, that child has to leave the orphanage forever. Similarly, a family is going to come to adopt a girl named Connie tonight. So everyone says goodbye to Connie, and then Isabella takes her out of the orphanage. After Connie's departure, Emma and Norman talk about whether Connie will send them a letter. Actually, the children who leave the orphanage always promise that they will go out and send a letter to their friends. But no child has ever actually sent a letter back to the orphanage. Meanwhile, Emma's and Norman's eyes fall on Connie's favorite teddy bear, without which Connie would never go anywhere. So they think of giving the teddy bear to Connie. Then Ray says that the light at the main gate is still on, which means Connie is still here. He tells them to quickly give the teddy bear to her and come back. Upon hearing this, Emma and Norman quickly run towards the gate. There they see a truck at the gate. When they look inside the truck, they both get a terrible scare. Actually, Connie's dead body is kept inside this truck, and there is a flower on her chest. That's when they hear someone coming. So they quickly hide under the truck. After that, two big demons come there and put Connie's body in a capsule. Seeing these demons, Emma and Norman get badly scared and listen to them talking. The demons say that the meat of the people living in this place is of very good quality and that these people are only bred for them. Here, Emma and Norman understand that their orphanage is a human farm. It is a place where all the children are kept for the demons to eat, and one day the demons will eat everyone. Meanwhile, Isabella comes there. She promises the two demons that she will bring an intelligent child for them next time. Actually, for the children who are intelligent, their meat is considered to be of high quality. Meanwhile, the demons smell Emma and Norman, so they start checking everywhere. But when they look under the truck, they see only Connie's teddy bear. They pick it up and give it to Isabella. Seeing this teddy, Isabella doubts that a child had definitely come there. Meanwhile, Norman and Emma run back to the orphanage. There, Emma suddenly falls and starts crying. She still couldn't believe that her mother was a bad person, and she couldn't believe that where they live is not an orphanage, but a human farm. Then Norman tries to calm her down and reassures her that they should run away from there. To this, Emma says that they will not run alone. Instead, they will take the other children of the orphanage with us. The next day, Emma and Norman go to the orphanage fence. There, Norman says that they will have to do good planning to escape from here. And when their planning is complete, they will tell the other children about it. After this, the two cross the fence to check the area. There, they find out that there is a very high wall on the other side of the fence. It was impossible to cross, so they think that they will have to come back here with a rope. On the other hand, all the children stop playing in the field. This is because one of them has disappeared. Then Isabella comes there. She quickly takes out her watch and looks at it. She goes toward the jungle, after which she brings the lost girl back to the field in a few seconds. Seeing this, Emma and Norman understand that Isabella has put a tracker on all the children. With the help of the tracker, she finds out the location of every child. The next day, Emma and Norman go to the jungle and hide some ropes in a tree. During this, their friend Ray comes there and catches them red-handed. Then Norman tells him everything. Ray believes what he says. That's why he also asks to help them. After this, they go to the library to do research. There they see that there is a stamp of an owl on all the books. Around the stamp, a code is written. When they decode that code, they find out that a man named Minerva knows all the truth about the orphanage. Through the books, he wants to tell them that all the children should run away from the orphanage. After this, in the evening, Isabella introduces all the children to her new assistant, Crone. Crone's arrival makes Emma and Norman's escape plan even tougher, because now there are two women in the orphanage to take care of the children. It was going to be very difficult for them to escape. Here, Isabella shows Crone the profiles of Emma, Norman, and Ray, and says, "I think these three children know the truth about the orphanage." That's why she tells Crone to keep an eye on all three of them. The next day, all three of them play a special game with all the children. Through this game, they want to teach the other children that if they ever have to run away from here, they can hide and run. But then Crone listens to them and joins them in the game. After which, all the children start the game, and Crone starts catching them. Crone catches everyone, but she cannot catch Norman. The same night, the three of them meet, where Norman says, "I think there is an Isabella spy among the children who is telling Isabella about every one of our actions." Norman thinks that this spy is one of the older children. That's why he decides to tell the truth to children of his own age, Don and Gilda, to find out who the spy is. Here, Don doesn't believe them, so he gets upset and beats Ray. Then Emma tells him again that whatever they said is true and that he has to believe them. Hearing this, Gilda believes Emma's words because she knows that Emma loves Isabella a lot, so she would never lie about her. After this, Norman tells Don and Gilda about the location of the ropes hidden by them. That same night, we see an unknown child who is Isabella's spy. He gives Isabella a note from under the door, in which it is written about the ropes, and it is also written that Norman is a bad person. The next morning, Emma, Norman, and Ray see that Isabella has taken their hidden ropes. Now, because only Don and Gilda knew about these ropes, all the suspicion goes to Don and Gilda. But then Norman says that Don and Gilda are not spies because he didn't tell them about the real location of the ropes. He also says, "I planned all this to check Ray," and that apart from Ray, no one knew about the real location of the ropes. This means that Ray is Isabella's spy. Then Ray admits that he is Isabella's spy and says, "I had already known the truth about the orphanage." But he didn't want to die like the other kids, so he started working as a spy for Isabella. In return, Isabella increased his adoption time. He also says that he couldn't have left alone, but still he didn't give up hope of leaving. That's why he hid Connie's teddy bear, so that when they go to give Connie the teddy, they can also find out the truth about Isabella. Hearing Ray's words, Emma and Norman tell him that they still trust him, and then they include Ray in the team and make him a double spy. That is, Ray will now work as a spy for Norman, not for Isabella. After this, Ray hides the ropes in a secret hole on the floor of his room. He also puts some gas cans and his gadget in the hole. Actually, he made this gadget to block the tracker on him so that Isabella couldn't find out his location. After this, Ray goes to Isabella and lies to distract her, saying that the kids will try to poison her food. Isabella thanks him for this information, but still she tells Ray that he will be adopted after a few months, which makes Ray worried. The next day, the 5 children go to the wall to test their ropes, where Crone catches them red-handed. But instead of telling Isabella about this, she tells the children she will help them. She also tells them that there is a chip in her body, and if any child escapes from her security, then she will be killed by the current of the chip. But still, she decides to help them. Here, the children find out that Crone was also raised in the same orphanage, and now she wants to take Isabella's place by removing her. That's why she wants to help the children. That same night, the 5 children go to Crone's room, where she tells them a story that 1,000 years ago, a war broke out between humanity and demons, in which many people lost their lives. That's why both groups made a deal called The Promise, in which both groups agreed to live in their own worlds. In addition, the demons promised humans that they would not bother them anymore. But in return, humans would have to give them some children to eat. This was the reason that in some orphanages, humans' children were kept for demons. They were well educated and raised. Because by eating the brains of intelligent children, demons become intelligent, and so they do not attack humans. Meanwhile, the children ask Crone about the tracker. Then Crone tells them that a tracker has been placed in the ears of all the children so that Isabella can see the location of every child. Now, because Ray has found a way to block the tracker, no one is worried about it. With this, Crone understands that the children have found a way to block the tracker. That's why she tells them to find out how to do it. The next day, when all the children go out to play, Crone goes to the children's bedroom to find the gadget that blocks the tracker. During this time, Gilda sees it through the window and quickly tells her friends about it. Because of this, the children put the blocker in a pig teddy bear that had already been checked by Crone. After this, Crone finds Ray's secret hole, which she suspects just by looking at it. That's why she starts looking through the room again and picks up the pig teddy. During this time, Isabella comes there and tells Crone, while giving her a letter, that a mother's post has been given to her in another orphanage, so she has to go from there right now. Hearing this, Crone doesn't feel right. That's why she leaves a special pen for the 5 children before she leaves. When Crone reaches the main gate, she meets the supervisor of the orphanage, whom everyone knows by the name of Grandma. Here, Crone tells Grandma about the incident that took place in the orphanage. To this, Grandma says that Isabella does her job well, and she will never let the children run away. Then a demon comes there, and Grandma lets the demon kill Crone. After this, we see Emma and Norman climbing that wall, while Ray keeps Isabella entangled in conversation to distract her. But Isabella already suspects them, which is why she doesn't listen to Ray and locks him in a room. Then Dawn takes Ray out of the room, during which Isabella goes towards the wall. She holds Norman and Emma in her arms and starts scolding them. She says, "I gave you everything you needed, and still you tried to break the rules of the orphanage?" Then suddenly Emma catches Isabella so that Norman can run away from there. But Isabella easily overpowers Emma and breaks her leg. Seeing this, Norman stops and refuses to go without her. Then Isabella tells Norman that the next adoption will be his, so this is his last day in the orphanage. On the same night, the 4 children gather again to help Norman. To this, Norman tells them that if he has to protect others, then he will gladly sacrifice himself. After this, Norman starts packing his stuff, during which he finds the pen that Crone had kept for his help. The next day, to gather some information, Norman climbs the wall with the help of a rope. Then he finds that the other side of the wall is quite deep, because of which he could not easily cross the wall. Anyway, Norman comes back to the orphanage and makes a drawing on a piece of paper for his friends, asking them to find a bridge to cross the valley. This evening, Norman has to leave the orphanage, so he says goodbye to all the children. Then Emma starts crying badly because she knows that the demon will eat Norman. After this, Isabella takes Norman to the main gate, where Norman meets a man named Peter. Here, Peter explains to Norman that he is the leader of the operation to feed the demons, and then he tells Norman everything in detail. To this, Norman says, "You don't have to tell me anything because I have come here willingly." Meanwhile, a demon comes there and kills Norman. Here, Emma was very sad, and she could not do anything because of her injury. Then Isabella tells Emma, "I want you to be the next mother of this orphanage." Hearing this, Emma gets very upset. On the other hand, Ray was now alone, and because of that, all his hopes of getting out of there were over. Meanwhile, Isabella tells Ray that the next number for adoption is his. On the same night, Emma comes to Ray and tells him that she has a plan, but Ray already has a plan. So he sets himself on fire according to his plan. As soon as the flames of fire spread in the room, Emma starts crying. Hearing her voice, Isabella comes there. Then Emma tells her, while crying, that Ray has committed suicide by setting himself on fire with her watch. Hearing this, Isabella tries to put out the fire quickly. Actually, her watch was very important because through it she used to see the location of all the children. Here, as soon as Isabella turns back, she sees that Emma has gone from there. Actually, all this was happening according to their plan. Anyway, Emma runs away with all the children. Ray is also with her. Here we are shown a flashback in which Emma got a letter after Norman's departure. In this letter, Norman had written some ways to escape from there and had also kept that special pen with the letter. After that, Emma gave that letter to Dawn and Gilda so that they could work on the plan together with the children. On the other hand, Isabella did not suspect Emma, so she started pretending to be sad in front of her. Emma did not tell Ray about this plan because Isabella always kept an eye on Ray. Here we find out that when Ray was setting himself on fire, Emma took his tracker out with a knife and threw it into the fire. And then she lied to Isabella about Ray's death and fooled her. After that, she removed all the children's chips with the knife. After this, the story shifts to the present, where all the children climb up the wall one by one and throw their ropes to the other side of the cliff. After that, they all use hangers to reach the other side. Here, leaving Emma, all the other children reach the other side. That's when Isabella comes there. She tells Emma that she was once innocent like her and she had a boyfriend. Then one day she found out that she was pregnant. That's why she tried to run away from this place. But when she was standing on this wall, she realized that she would never be able to run away from here. After this, she says that when her child was born, after a while, he died. That's why she decided to become the mother of this orphanage and give a good life to the children. It is also shown that when the children were handed over to the demons, Isabella was very sad, but she was doing all this to save humans. Here Isabella tells Emma that she is her favorite, but still Isabella threatens Emma that if she tries to run away from here, she will cut the rope and drop her down. To this, Emma says, "I have faith in you that you will not do this." After which Emma starts going the other way, using that rope. Seeing this, Isabella takes out her knife to cut the rope, but she does not cut the rope. Isabella stands on the wall and sees all the children running with pride. That's when she remembers the song she was singing while sitting in the playground. Isabella used to hum that song during her pregnancy. This makes Isabella realize that Ray was her child, who was lost in childhood. Here, all the children start making their way into the jungle. Then Emma shows the pen to the children. When it is opened, an owl comes out of it and starts taking all the children towards the city. In the meantime, Isabella goes to meet Peter and Grandma and considers herself responsible for all the children's escape. That's why Peter hands her over to a demon as punishment. And with this, the movie ends here. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.